ॐ भद्रं कर्णैभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागं सस्तनूभिः व्यशेमद्देवहितं यदायुः Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us pray together. Yes, pray loudly. No, not like that. Pray loudly. We offer our salutations to the all-loving being who endows all beings with consciousness. We meditate on the Lord, who is the origin of the universe. Lord, thou abidest in all, thou art all, thou assumest all forms, thou art the origin and goal of all, thou art the self of all, thou art existence, knowledge, and bliss. Salutations unto thee. May the world be peaceful. May the wicked become gentle. May all creatures think of mutual welfare. May their minds be occupied with what is spiritual and abiding. May our hearts be immersed in selfless love for the Lord. Peace, peace, peace. Let us close our eyes and meditate in our heart. Let us imagine there is a fragrant, beautiful flower there, and there is the truth in it. The God is the truth. Truth is that which is eternal, unchanging, universal. Let us feel the truth taking the human form of Jesus, who says, I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life. Let us feel Jesus, the embodiment of truth, the life, and the way for all seekers of truth to follow. as we meditate. Jesus, the embodiment of truth and life, becomes more and more resplendent. I am seeing, feeling, sensing that splendor of truth in my heart. I see my personality getting dissolved, merged into Jesus, the way, the truth, the life. I see I am the truth. I see the splendor of truth permeating the whole universe. The truth is peace supreme. Om, peace, peace, peace. Dear friends, truth is the highest value in life. Truth is that which sustains in spite of all the falsehood heaped upon it. Truth survives. Truth is what we seek actually, whether we know or we do not know. The truth alone conquers, as the Upanishads describe. Mundak Upanishad says, Satyameva Jayate. The truth alone endures. There is nothing apart from truth. So it is Satyameva Jayate. The truth alone conquers. So this is something that we need to remember, being told by all scriptures and the great teachers of mankind, the incarnations of God. And as our today's topic is Jesus, the fearless teacher of truth. The another great thing about the knowers of truth is that they are fearless. They truth makes you fearless. As the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad declares that the person becomes fearless. Abhayam vai janaka prapnosi. The Janaka asked Yajnavalkya, who was teaching him, that what will be the result of understanding and knowing this? And he was told that you will attain to fearlessness. You will reach that stage where now nothing can scare you. You attain to that state when you see that there is nothing that is really perishable, nothing that goes away except the forms. So you are not afraid of anything. This is what happens to a person who realizes this truth. And if not, then the life is full of fears. We are afraid every moment because there is that, oh, what if I lose this? What will happen if I tell the truth and then thereby something bad happens to me? If somebody wreaks havoc on me, it is this is what happens to a common person, that you feel always gripped by fear. That is what the Upanishads tell, that if you know the truth, truth makes you fearless. And Jesus says that know the truth, and the truth shall liberate you. And the liberation by getting the truth is also the liberation from fear. It is the liberation from what? Liberation from all that is fictitious. And one aspect of it is fear. It is so the fear that we have is that I may die. Well, as if you are going to otherwise live forever. Death is there going to be there, so hold on to truth. That is the great message that we see coming from the life and teachings of Jesus. Fearless presentation of truth. It is, we see right from his childhood, when he went with his parents to the temple in Jerusalem, and then the parents and he got separated. The parents thought that he is following us. And Jesus was about 12 years of age then. And when they could not see Jesus, they came back in search of Jesus. Where he went? Where did he go, our child? So, and they saw him sitting amongst the scholars of that day, the teachers, the rabbis, and fearlessly asking them the questions and also answering their questions. So that was, imagine, a 12-year-old boy sitting. Normally, the person will get scared. How can I be amongst them? What do I know? But he is sitting with all of them and then asking them questions, and also answering their questions. This is the first sign of fearlessness. Another incident, but it is later, according to the Gospels, that it is he saw so many shopkeepers sitting doing business in the temple. Their coming to the temple was not for any offering devotions or worship, not for understanding the principles of religion or to practice them. They were again, involved into this act of making money and using the temple as the right place for do it. Because for doing business, you want a place where people come. Now you see, it is a very vicious cycle that gets generated. That people are coming there basically to offer their devotions. And now, as people are coming, what happens? Those who want to sell them things, those who want to do business and make money of them, they also come there. And as they come there, uh, those who do want to do shopping from them, they also come there. People like to go for shopping. So the temple soon gets converted into a mall, a shopping center, you say. That it is, you exchange things there, do the business. And who had the courage to throw them out from there? Imagine, hundreds of them in the temple who are doing business. Nobody had any objection to that because they also were involved in it. Those who were the managers of the temple, that you see happens now also, that they get a little rent from those who put shop there. So the temple gets money out of it. So that is uh, encouraged. It is then those who are doing business, they like the place because people come there. So uh, you will see it in all places. In Bengali, there is a saying that there is the big temple where really hundreds of thousands they go there. They assemble there, crowd there, and then one person goes there, thinks that okay, that is the Jagannath temple, and then a huge gathering of people to see the chariot of Jagannath. That is a very famous festival. Nowadays, of course, you can Google and find out about it. You can see the pictures of huge crowd there. So some people go there with the idea that okay, I will see the chariot of Jagannath and also sell bananas. There will be that saying is there. I will be able to see the chariot as well as sell the bananas. So both these things get kind of combined together. Nothing particularly wrong in selling bananas. Why should you not sell banana or anything? But this is the misuse of the religious sentiments associated with it. Combining the two, that okay, what happens there? The religious sentiment thus is trampled, gone. So only business remains. And nobody shows the courage to get these people out. And even if somebody tries to do that, what one person against 100, that one person will get mauled, thrown out. And but there is this man with divine authority and tremendous courage. When somebody has courage of that level, that cannot be, no, nobody has the power to obstruct it. There was one nice YouTube video, short, some 3 minutes, 4 minutes, less than that probably, that the three tribal people in Africa, what they were armed with, just the sticks and some sickles. They were watching a big animal killed by lions, and the lions were about to begin their feast. 15 lions were there, and these people were armed not with guns, with just the sickles attached to the sticks. And then they just move forward with courage. Imagine one lion is enough to kill all three of them and add them to their this already existing big meal. But they do not get scared. Courage is there. And then no fear is seen on their faces. And as they march, come closer to those 15 hungry lions about to begin their feast. You can create that scene in front of your mental eyes. And what happens? Will the lion be charging them? What will happen? One lion gets up, takes to heels, runs away. Another lion follows. Soon all the 15 are gone, ran away from that kill. They had killed this great big buffalo there. And where to begin? They feast. These three immediately take out a big portion of meat from there and go away their way. What it means is that if you have courage, then you can stand before the multitude and proclaim the right things. If we do not have courage, then we will be just bringing up more and more fear in our minds. Oh, if I, what will happen if I did? And so many doubts will be brought. We are afraid of doing the right things because of fear, and we keep on adding to that fear. And come on, do what is right. It is. It doesn't matter that what will befall. I can tell you that if we have the courage to stand by the truth, if our intentions are very sanguine, very good intentions, we have no hatred or jealousy, then there won't be any fear. We can stand before the multitude and do it. It is so. Jesus was such a fearless man. He that incident is very inspiring incident. That this one single man drove away all these shopkeepers there, and they went away. The record doesn't show that they resisted. They went away and thrown away by Jesus. So, what an act, that is a preaching of fearlessness and preaching of the truth. So, that is what Jesus came to deliver. There are so many incidents like that, that there is one incident that it is, or it was a Sabbath day, and one man's, he was brought to Jesus. His arm was paralyzed. A very telling incident. You can read it in Luke. So, and then he was brought to Jesus, and all those Pharisees and high up in the society, they were waiting to see if Jesus now, uh, on a Sabbath day, when you are not, by the law, you are not supposed to do any such act. Uh, you have to fast. So they were seeing what Jesus will do. Will he cure this person today? And they were waiting with suspense. And then, when Jesus made that man was standing before Jesus, and they said, "Today is Sabbath day. Are you going to do this?" And Jesus, see, courage, the fearlessness, asked them, on Sabbath day, is it better to be the servant of God and do good to people, or not do good to people? On Sabbath day, what is better? And they were quiet, they could not answer, because this is fearlessness. That impresses people. And the question was so obviously, yes, you should do the right thing on a Sabbath day, on a holy day, do the right thing. And Jesus commands to that man, hey, raise your hand. And then the paralysis was gone. I am not talking here about so many miracles that Jesus performed, but this important thing is that how fearless he was in carrying out his mission. Not, oh, what others will say. That was not his concern. So many of us are afraid of public opinion, that what will people think of me. Many do not want to uh, say, do something that they know as right. Say, go to the practice devotions, go to somewhere like, say, Vedanta society. At one time, some people, although they agreed with it, uh, they were scared what their family members would say if they attend uh, these services at Vedanta society, because that will they would be considered going out of their religion. And so many did not show the courage. That is how we find that it is the fearlessness is the outcome of being really established in truth. So Jesus was not afraid of facing these. So these people were just muttering amongst themselves now what to do. They were discussing, but nobody had the power to stop Jesus from doing it. A similar incident happens when, he was there. He found, after coming out from the temple, he saw one tax collector who are considered lowly in this society, because they were they collect the tax, and they are sinful people. So Jesus called one of them, hey, Levi, come on. His name was Levi. And Levi, and that is probably the reason that collecting tax is called levy. The tax is called levy. Levy is the tax. So it is, but this man's name was given as Levi. So it is, hey, uh, come on, let's go. And uh, Levi arranged a big banquet at his home, and all hundreds of tax collectors, his friends, they came to listen to Jesus. And then all the Pharisees, they came there asking that why you are sitting with the sinners, preaching to them. Hmm? They are not right people. It is, and this is very common in New York when Vivekananda found a place to do the preaching. Many of the uh, devotees uh, who were from some kind of a high class society. So uh, they uh, were objecting to that space. And that I find even now that, well, this is your rooms are in a not good neighborhood. Good people will not come here. It is now good means what? People where kind of well-to-do people live. That is the good neighborhood. Where the poor people live, that gets called as not good neighborhood, which is a funny classification. It is a very wrong classification. So they were told Vivekananda, if you have it here, none of the good people will come here. Don't hold your classes here. But Vivekananda was not one to care for such things. He writes it is in his letters. But still, the lot of people came, and even the good people came who said, though good people will come. The so called good people also came. He always said, who is who are good people? Chosen by the Lord. They are all good people. So, who are you to decide that this is good and this is not good? So, Jesus was teaching these tax collectors and these Pharisees. They objected, why you are teaching them? Why you are sitting with them? You and your disciples, they are sitting with them. They complained to Jesus' disciples that, hey, these are not right kind of people to talk to. And Jesus said, and that has become a very famous statement in Christianity, that it is uh, that who needs the doctor, a sick person or a healthy person? Hmm. Who needs the doctor? So, those who you call sinners, well, it is for them. God sends, sends His Son. He says, I have not come to the righteous, but to sinners to repentance. And again, the same fearlessness. That is what He is. We see so many such incidents that Jesus' life and his mission depict. There was uh, once, on a Sabbath day, Jesus and his disciples were going in a cornfield and they were hungry. And now it is supposed on the Sabbath day you should not be eating. But they felt hungry. So they took from the farm and they took the corns, the ears of those corn, and started eating. Now immediately those Pharisees, they were around there and said, hey, this is Sabbath day, what are you doing? You should be fasting, you should not do this. And that is a very important lesson and a gospel. Jesus said of David that, look, this was done by David also. If you are hungry, you should eat. Why you should not eat? It is they, and so he said, no, my disciples will eat when they are with the statement was, will they not make merry the bridegroom's friends when they are with the bridegroom? In the party, they will make merry. So they are with me. They don't have to worry about anything. So Jesus went on to encourage them. Hey, you, if you feel hungry, eat it. So then another day, this similar incident happened, that they were eating, his disciples were eating food which was not considered kosher enough, not the right kind of food. And then another very important statement, that it is this food, he says, this food uh, gets into the stomach and gets thrown out. This is not what makes a person impure, but it is the impure thoughts that make a person impure. The actions that you do, not what you take in, but what you put out through your actions. That is what decides the impurity or purity of a person. So, these were so brave statements. Imagine, this the challenging the social customs and opinions is very, very difficult. Many just whatever is happening, this is because of the society. But a brave preacher of truth does not succumb to that yes, this society will change. That great statement of Swami Vivekananda, given in the that practical Vedanta, a small book, very powerful statement, that it is the truth cannot pay homage to society, ancient or modern. It is the society that has to pay homage to the truth or perish. That is the distinction between the truth and the social customs. Social customs have to change according to the truth. The truth will not pay homage to society. The society has to pay homage to the truth. So this is what Jesus was doing. All of these the people around, they didn't have the power to stop, because Jesus was powered by truth and was spreading the message of truth. Similar incidents went on happening. It is that famous incident, that the Satan trying to tempt him. That okay, if you say uh, if you are God, then why don't you change these mountains, these stones, into flowers? And Jesus said that no, it is said that one should not do such things. It is Jesus. I will give you the Satan, that you just have to this uh, accept that you are the Son of God. You are Son of God, and proclaim that you can do this. And all this whole empire of the universe, I will give it to you. Jesus did not do it. He did not get tempted. It is out of fear that we get tempted. He had no fear that it is. Uh, so, the last temptation that, okay, uh, now uh, say unto the world like it will be happening, swear. He says no, you should not swear. That is what the gospel, the old teachers have said. So he refused to do that. So that is again another great example where he stands up against the temptation. It is no succumbing to that, because the truth is truth. There is no bending of the truth. The other things have to bend so that they conform to the truth. Truth cannot be subjected to any compromise. It is the tendency to, okay, 50% truth and 50% untruth. The common idea, let us compromise there. It is not 50% truth and 50% untruth, then everything becomes untruth. It is like 50% pure water and 50% dirty water. The mixture, what will be it? What will it be? It will be impure water basically. So it is like that. The tendency to compromise and not standing up to the truth, that is out of fear. But Jesus had no fear, and he was the teacher, therefore, of truth and fearlessness. That what is to be afraid of? One should be afraid of losing the truth. But what happens because of the fear? That, oh, let the truth go. And you just thus what happens? You lose everything. You lose the truth, and the truth is everything. So because of fear, one loses this kingdom of heaven, kingdom of earth, whatever. So therefore, hold on to the truth. He knew that what is coming, and then he was brought to that the justice. The justice, that judge asks him, Have you been proclaiming that you are the king?" Mm. He could have said there that, "No, I have not been proclaiming." Mm. And probably that could have saved him from a crucifixion. But he did not say that. He said, "My kingdom is not that of earth." So, why the Herod or Pilate have to worry about it? It is, my kingdom is not of this earth. It is so. He was all the other rabbis in the synagogue, all those whose interests were getting hurt by preaching the truth of Jesus. Jesus was preaching the truth, and their interest gets hurt by that. It is always the case. Swami Vivekananda mentions that that is what happens in this society, that our the religion becomes the monopoly of a class. The priests, and all such, they consider themselves to be the custodians of religion. And thus, uh, the common other people, They are told you have to go through us to get to the truth. And thus, in the process, a lot of cheating happens. The selfishness of these people becomes the most predominant tool for exploiting of this uh, people. And people are taught like that, that well, this is, you give us now and then you will have your reward in heaven. It is and they swallow it because of fear, that otherwise they will be outcast. They That is what happens with every kind of such religious practice. In all religions you will see that it is the priestcraft that prevents people from holding on to truth. So Jesus fearlessly goes to be crucified, but he proclaimed the truth to the disciples, that yes, here I will be back. That And they could not believe that, because once somebody is killed, nobody comes back. But Jesus knew that what is the meaning of coming back. Uh, he was identified not with the body. The body will get crucified, the body will die, but he will be there with the disciples proclaiming the message, and the disciples could see that it is a resurrection. That yes, he tells, okay, touch me, I am real, touch me. And they could touch and see. It is there were the, like the Thomas who was not there, he therefore doubted. So even now that term is there, doubting Thomas. So it is, but he also saw that yes, Jesus is coming out like that. He could feel and touch. This is the message that they therefore were fired with the zeal. The resurrection, if understood in the right way, became the power for the spread of Christianity. This is a very important incident, that they saw that Jesus did not die. What died was the body and not the Jesus. So, this is the fearless teaching of the truth. So, today we have been thinking about that, meditating on that. And I will conclude my talk here, that yes, we should practice this fearlessness and adherence to truth, as shown in the life of Jesus. So let us think about it. And in case if you have any question, please feel free. Don't get afraid. Fearlessly ask Swami. That is a little fearlessness. So if you have any question, please feel free to ask after we meditate for 30 seconds. Yes, any question? That Abhishek has question.
Raj, I missed which truth. were you talking about? You said truth, truth all the time, but what truth? And the second one is, what is the meaning to be pure and what is the meaning to be not pure?
Oh, well, this is a twofold nice question. One is what is the truth has different levels, and whatever level we are at, we should adhere to the truth of that. Means what is called the relative truth and the absolute truth. So, at the relative plane, we should accept that relative truth. Like if somebody asks me, who is that gentleman that is sitting in the lecture hall in the back with a black jacket? Uh, it is, and then it is useless to say, meaningless, that all are Brahman, that he is Brahman. Ah, that is absolute sense, it is right. Everybody is Brahman. But in the relative sense, I will have to tell that, well, his name is Abhishek. He is a wonderful scientist and a professor and all that. So that is the relative truth. But everywhere the circumstances are important to determine the relative truth. Relative truth is that which is relative to the circumstances. So it is determined by the time, space, and the person. So that is to be adhered to, but that should not be stretched beyond the domain of those circumstances. There it is not applicable. So it is, this is to be borne in mind that Jesus is telling about both the truths, truth that is God, and truth that is expressed in this relative world, as the uh, sign of righteous behavior. The second question, what is pure and what is impure? There is that which uh, your conscience can certify is pure. When your behavior is according to your conscience, then that is pure for that in the relative sense. And if we are acting against our conscience, then that is impure in that circumstances. That is a general definition that we can look at as to what is pure, because that is conscience is the presence of God in each of us. There is the sense of right and not right in us. Now that evolves, not that it remains the same. At as we evolve, that conscience also undergoes this evolution. That one time one's conscience would have said, okay, this is good, this is right. Later on, when our understanding undergoes evolution, then you will say, no, earlier I thought that this is right, but this is not right. And so, this is again a relative idea, what is pure and what is impure. Depends on one's spiritual evolution. What was pure for Sri Ramakrishna, I do not know if we can, anybody can think of that level of purity. Even the slightest sense of I as the body mind complex, limited I, he would shudder at that. He could not call that as I. So, because that was impure for him. Now, we cannot hold on naturally to that level of purity, but still, we have our level of understanding that as to what is right and what is not right. When we go by what is right, and that is pure. And that when we go by that which is not right, propelled by fear, propelled by this selfishness, our conscience tells, no, that is not right. And we say to the conscience, can you keep quiet for some time? It is, we do things against our conscience. So that is impure. So that is how we can look upon pure and impure in our relative life. So it will vary. And something is pure for somebody, something is not. There is that very nice story that one priest of a Kali temple, he used to go every early morning, taking shower and worshipping Kali in the morning, the goddess. Now that day, it was he was feeling a little chill. It is so he decided not to take shower and go and do the worship today, because it was when it is very chilly outside, and then you may not have any hot water. It is you have to somehow, tell yourself that okay, today I can do without it. But his conscience actually was not permitting that. So he told her, today it's okay. But as he enters the Kali temple, he hears the big thunder from Mother Kali. Aye, you rascal, you have this audacity to enter and do worship without taking shower? Go back! And he decided, sorry, sorry, mother, sorry, and went back, had his shower, and then came back. But as he was coming inside, he saw a Muslim was lying there. He entered there with shoes and all, and just was sleeping there with all his dirty shoes right on the image of the mother. He became very furious, and then make that fellow get out from there. But then he started having this kind of argument. He felt very miffed by this treatment by the mother, that I just entered today not taking the shower, and for that you scolded me so bitterly. And look at that fellow who, with his dirty shoes, enters there, has no reverence for you, and all that. And you didn't say a word to that fellow. And then the goddess smiled and said, I am goddess for you. I am not goddess for that fellow. Why should I take the trouble of saying anything to him? It is my job to keep you pure. So, this is how the conscience acts, you see. That what I should do, I know. And when I act out of, some other concerns, the concern that, oh, let me be a little more comfortable today, and then that brings out, so let me not take shower today. But your conscience is not certifying that. So it scolds you in the form of Kali. Mm. So that the other fellow didn't have that idea that this is a sacred place and he should not do like this. So he was not thinking of Divine Mother. And so that is how the difference is. So one act for this man, the priest, in not taking shower and without taking shower, entering to do worship was not right. And so his conscience, in the form of the Divine Mother, scolded him. For the other person, there was nothing conscientiously bothersome about it. He had no idea about this divine mother and such things, and so his conscience didn't bother him about it. So it is just dependent on how our conscience is, and that going according to the conscience is purity, and then flouting the conscience is impure. Was it helpful? Any question on the web? Or is there any other question here? Uh, is there something on the web?
Yes, Maharaj. There
Okay.
is one question from Jyoti Champanerkar. Pranam Swamiji.
Pranam, pranam.
Is there any similarity between fearlessness that comes from an intense desire and that which comes from experience of truth?
Oh, well, certainly there is a difference between that. The truthfulness that is an outcome of intense desire. It is really not truthfulness. It is the garb of truthfulness that the desire is putting on. The truthfulness that comes out as a spiritual discipline is different. That truthfulness will actually, in almost all cases, make you give up your desires. So that is because you will see that these are not the right things for me. So that truth will make you give up the desires. That is a big difference between the two. Thank you. Is there any other question? So uh, that it is uh, this was the last Sunday service. We will meet on Sunday, January 1st, when there will be no afternoon Sunday service, but there is a program from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., what is called the great festival of self revelation of Sri Ramakrishna, popularly called the Kalpataru Day. So that will have the readings, reflections, singing, and the potluck lunch. So all are welcome to join that program. So it is there will not be any big worship except the regular worship that happens every morning, and that itself will be an elaborate worship. And then but there will be the food offering in the afternoon, but the singing will go on, the readings will go on. There are important readings, and then there will be reflections. So all of you are welcome to join that. The Tuesday Friday classes will go on as usual. Tuesdays, that these classes are at 7:30 p.m. So Tuesdays the topic is the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, and uh, on Fridays it is the stories from Srimad Bhagavatam. So and there will be the every morning, evening meditations, prayers will go on as usual. So uh, happy New Year. Happy holidays to you all. If there is a card of your name, our holiday card, that might have been kept for you here, if not mailed. So, like I think there was a card for Sarah. Huh? Yeah, so you can give that card to her. So, Abhishek, I saw your card down there. Yeah, so It is. Uh, so, best wishes to you for this. And let us conclude with the closing prayers. May the Divine, who is Father in heaven of the Christians, Holy One of the Jewish faith, Allah of the Muslims, Buddha of the Buddhists, Tao of the Taoists, Great Spirit of the Native Americans, Ahur Mazda of the Zoroastrians, and Brahman of the Hindus lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. May the all loving being manifest himself unto us and grant us abiding understanding and all consuming divine love. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. Now there will be arati and then soup supper will follow. You are welcome to join both.
Is always purified by knowledge. Looking at them, delusion is gone. Ocean of shining love and feeling, ever inebriated in your infinite love. Your feet always dear to your devotees. Your feet always dear to your devotees. Form our boat to cross this world. Reveal to us as God incarnate and the Lord of all things, helping us join with you. Your mind's always set in the divine light. Your mind's always set in the divine light. This we can see through your grace. Destroyer of worldly sorrow and compassion soul, infinite is your word. Your life's offered for the world's deliverance. Your life's offered for the world's deliverance, saving us from darkness and fear. Renouncer of all lust and lucre, therefore you were always burning sensual light. Lord of monks, you are the best of men. Lord of monks, you are the best of men. Grant to us pure love for you. You're fearless and you're free from doubting, with your mind very firmly resolved. Causeless refuge of your devotees, causeless refuge of your devotees, renouncing caste and birth. Our treasure is your holy feet, which take us very soon across this puddle of life. You give love and even-sightedness. You give love and even-sightedness to remove our anguish here. Our treasure is your holy feet, which take us very soon across this puddle of life. You give love and even-sightedness. You give love and even-sightedness to remove our anguish here. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Yet you are the great both, O Lord, yet you are the basis of both. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heartscape. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heartscape. Darkness is destroyed by your light. O Lord, darkness is destroyed by your light. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Yet you are the basis of both. O Lord, yet you are the basis of both. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heartscape. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heartscape. Darkness is destroyed by your light. O Lord, darkness is destroyed by your light. Langa Ranga Bhanga, these are all the sons of Mridanga. Langa Ranga Bhanga, these are all the sounds of Mridanga. Spiritual songs devotees are singing for your worship divine. Spiritual songs devotees are singing for your worship divine. Jaya Jaya for your worship divine. Haru Haru for your worship divine. Shiva Shiva for your worship divine. Breaker of all worldly bondage and Jai Shri Guru Maharaj Ji Ki Jai. Oh, auspicious and blessed graciousness sublime, all noble and you give to us, granting us refuge, all seeing God. O Mother Divine, our love to you. Creation, preservation, dissolution are your power, eternal one. Nature's real basis, nature's essence. O Mother Divine, our love to you. We come seeking refuge from anguish. Be our Savior through your deep concern. All our suffering remove, Goddess. O Mother Divine, our love to you. Victory, O Mother Divine, our love to you. Blessed Mother Divine, our love to you. Blessed Mother Divine, our love to you. Blessed Mother Divine, our love to you. Jai Shri Ram Krishna Dev Ki Jai. Jai Shri Sarda Devi Ki Jai. Jai Shri Swami Vivekanand Ki Jai. Jai Shri Buddhadev Ki Jai. Jai Shri Jesus Christ Ki Jai.